I've always wanted to make a piece for a great instrumental soloist, and possibly the best instrumental soloist I know is Dave Sanborn. Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
I was actually on the road with Stevie Wonder in 1972, and we opened for the Rolling Stones. And
Sanborn burst into a studio that I was making an album in.
After one particularly bacchanal evening,
he literally burst into the studio, screaming at the top of his lungs in the middle of a take.
Just kind of rolling in on the floor. And apparently that made a big impression on Michael. He decided at that moment that I was the right person to play on that record.
And we've played together as often as we could ever since. Dave Sanborn is one of the great improvisers. He has an amazing technique, an amazing command of his instrument. He's of the school of musicians who see no reason why they can't just know everything about music. He studied the mechanics of reading and writing music. He knows about chord relationships. He knows more about the structure and theory of music than I do, in fact. I was absent the day they were teaching that at Juilliard. He taught me about some chord relationships, taught me how people thought about music in ways other than I was thinking. There's been a couple of saxophone concertos written that I'm aware of. A French composer named Jacques Ibert and a Russian composer named Glazunov have attempted to put the instrument in context of an orchestra. It's usually not done. The sax is the bastard child of the orchestra, and they never use it. Break after breathe. Right? I mean, that bar could take a year.
can we get one of those guys in the little covered box holding up cards that go 3, 4, like that?
That's me.
Oh, that's you? Oh! Yeah, I've been working with the rhythm section too long.
He tells some of the funniest jokes and funniest stories in the world. Among them, one time I said, I'm conducting, and he said, you're conducting? You couldn't conduct if they wrapped copper wire around you and hung you from a kite. He's full of lovely lines like that. Play your bar, play your intro bar to that, and I'll conduct it. I'll make believe I'm standing in relationship to you, because this is how I'll be, roughly. I'll be here, you'll be there.
Oh, yeah? You mean I'm not going to be back?
You'll
Can I stand back where I can see you?
Yeah.
I mean, head up, face on?
This is about it. I mean, because I need to be on this level with the strings, so you'll be
a little bit.
You'll be on even with me. You'll be seeing me out of your.
Can we get a
peripheral
assistant conductor to or a mirror or something?
Orchestra players tend to regard jazz players as, hooligans, some kind of other breed of creature.
It takes a certain kind of discipline to play with an orchestra. I mean, you think differently. That you think about the rhythm differently. You think about intonation and timbre of the instrument. Somebody said that conducting an orchestra is like trying to row the Queen Mary through a sea of Mars bars. For me, it was very much like that, playing with it. It wasn't that they were, you know, there was anything wrong with the way they were playing. It's just that for me, it was completely different than playing with the rhythm section, which is kind of right on top of you.
The sax is an instrument that doesn't have a written literature. People give tunes to the sax player and say, hey man, blow on this. You know, instead of, beg your pardon, we should play this piece. And Dave's facility at being able to listen to a piece of music and place himself in it and above it has always been uncanny. To put him in front of an orchestra was tantamount to saying, now listen to this. And that's what the guys did. That's the orchestra was like, oh my God, he plays, doesn't he? There's nothing in the world that compares with being able to stand up in front of a big orchestra and wave your hands about until the music stops and then turn around and bow, you know.